Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope that you are having a wonderful start to your fall season. So far, I am so excited because today we're going to be doing a bake with me. I cannot remember the last time that I filmed Bake With Me. I am overdue. I miss baking. Of course, I've baked some between the last video, but I still have barely baked the past 6 months or so, and honestly I miss it so much. But I'm super excited to be baking tonight. We're going to be making an apple cobbler. I went to an apple orchard yesterday with Drew and my friend and her husband, and we got some apples. We went to Jeter Mountain Farm, which is in North Carolina. That is our favorite apple orchard. It is by far the best, and we picked some apples, and so we're gonna use those in the recipe. Let me pull up on Pinterest and I'll show you the recipe that we're going to be using. I've never made an apple cobbler before, and honestly I'm not even a super big cobbler gal, but for some reason right now that just sounds so good and so fall, and I just really want to make one. So that is what we are going to be doing. The recipe that I'm using is from Love from the Oven. And a hack for recipes is, you know how there's so many ads on it and it's always jumping up and down, ads popping up and stuff. It's so annoying. So if you click the print button, then it will just bring you to this page and there's no ads or anything, and you just have all the instructions. And it's amazing. So this seems like a pretty simple recipe. So that is what we're gonna be doing. And I think I'm gonna have the recipe because we just don't need a whole cobbler just between the two of us, and it makes 12 servings. So we're going to prep it, and then Drew is gone right now for work for a meeting, so I think I'm gonna prep it and then try to time it to have it done by the time he gets home, so that way it'll be hot, fresh out of the oven. And then I got some vanilla ice cream at the store and we can put that on it. So let me go ahead and pull out the ingredients that we need and we will get started. All right, so we have our apples here. We have lots of apples. I do need to peel those and cut them. Then we have all-purpose flour, sugar, egg, butter, cinnamon, salt, and baking powder. And then it doesn't call for nutmeg, but I'm gonna add some in it just for some extra fall flavors, just because I feel like all of the other recipes I was looking at had nutmeg in it. So that is all of our ingredients, pretty simple. This is a pink lady apple, and this is one that we already had, so I just wanted to throw it in there because it says use 3 to 4 large apples, and I just thought I already have a small one in the fridge, so might as well use it. This is, I believe this is Melrose, which honestly tastes pretty similar to a pink lady. Then I have 2 Granny Smiths, which is classic baking apple. Those are great for baking always. They didn't say at the orchard that Melrose was one of the best baking apples. I think they said Fuji, Granny Smith, and Golden Delicious, or either Gold Rush, but I think it was Golden Delicious. Nevertheless, I am using a Melrose. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Here are my apple slices. I cut them. It said 1/4 of an inch-ish, so that's what they're looking like. And I did try a couple. The Granny Smith is so good. It's way less tart than ones from the store, and I just love them. Next it says to combine the sugar and cinnamon in a small bowl for the apple filling. So that's what I'm gonna grab now. All right, so it's 1/3 cup sugar and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just gonna eye the cinnamon, but let's get 1/3 cup sugar. All right, here's our bowl. And then I got my cinnamon. I'm kind of probably doing a little more than a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, because I love cinnamon. Love it. It just like smells so, it's just so fall. Maybe I'll add some nutmeg in at this step. I might add a little more cinnamon. It's just so good. I can never tell what nutmeg smells like. Like I don't know, what is nutmeg? I really don't know how to describe it. All right. Here is our bowl of the other stuff that I think we'll combine with the apples for the filling. It says, in a large bowl, mix apples with most of the cinnamon and sugar mixture, then place apples into a 13 by 9 inch, well, okay, we're halving it, so it'll be less than that. Into a baking dish, sprinkle remaining cinnamon and sugar over apples and gently mix to combine. And then in a separate bowl, we're going to combine the flour, sugar, eggs, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, mix. All right. I don't know if I'll necessarily need to like mix this with the mixer, but I am gonna use this bowl, combine the apples and this mixture right here. So I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see. All right, so we're mixing the apples with most of the cinnamon mixture. So there's the apples. I'm gonna sneak one. So good. And it says mix with most of this, so I guess I'll just kind of sprinkle it in there. And then this is how much I have left. So just mix this together. All right, that looks pretty good. Then it says to put this in a baking dish. So let me grab my baking dish. Gotta pull the hair back for this one. I always forget that it's hard to bake with long sleeves. And then I'm just annoyed at myself. All right, we've got our baking dish right here. And I'm just gonna scoop this into here. It says sprinkle remaining cinnamon sugar over apples and gently mix to combine. So we'll just sprinkle this over the top. And I don't know what the purpose is if we're mixing it still, you know? All right, in a separate bowl, combine flour, sugar, eggs, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, and mix with a fork until mixture looks like coarse crumbs. I'm not gonna do a fork. I'm gonna mix this in the bowl right here in the mixer. All right, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna use my 1/3 cup of flour. 1, 2, 3. I also totally forgot to get my apron. Let me grab that. Next we have 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1 large egg. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And fun fact, if you ever are curious, if you've ever been curious about the difference between baking powder and baking soda, just use the letters of it. So powder means puff and soda means spread. Specifically like for cookies, but it's true with anything. All right, this is half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again, I'm just gonna kind of load in the cinnamon. 0.38 teaspoon of salt. That's like halved, so I'm just gonna fill the teaspoon up a little bit and dump that. We have a 1/3 cup of butter melted. Well, okay, so this right here is all that we are mixing together. It says until it looks like coarse crumbs. I feel like it needs to be together just a tiny bit more. I'm adding just the teeniest bit of water. All right, this looks pretty good to me. Looks coarse, crummy. I don't know, I might do it a little more. All right, this is looking good. Now we are going to sprinkle this over our mixture, and then we will melt the butter and pour that evenly over the mixture as well. So yum, here's what it's looking like. And I'm going to melt 1/3 cup of butter, 5 1/3 tablespoons of butter. So I'm gonna melt that and then just evenly spread it all over this. Oh no, part of the wrapper was still on the butter. That's my bad. All right, here's what it's looking like. I think I'm gonna leave it like this, and then when Drew tells me he's on the way home, I'm gonna pop it in the oven to bake because he's about 45 minutes away and it says it bakes for about 45 minutes. Just put the apple cobbler in the oven for, it says 45 to 55 minutes based on when the top of it is golden brown. So I will see you then whenever it is ready. All right, I think it is done. Here's what it looks like. Nice and golden brown on top. It smells so good. But the true test obviously is a taste test. Time to get some. I'm just gonna get a little bit. Ooh. It looks good with the crust. I feel like the crust is the best part. Obviously, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna get this for now, and then let me grab the ice cream. Got this ice cream because Drew's favorite is vanilla bean. Okay, here it is. This looks amazing. Drew went to change out of his work clothes and he said he had a shower. So I'm just gonna try this myself and see how it is. Cheers. I usually don't like, what is it called? Oh, like soggy apples. Soggy, I don't know if that's the right word, but this is incredible. I feel like the bite of the apples is perfect. And the flavors are so good. It's not overbearingly cinnamon apple-y. And the ice cream is perfect with it. On a scale of like apple cobblers, I'd probably give it an 8. I don't know what a 10 would be, but this is amazing. If you have any extra apples, I would highly recommend you making this. You could even fourth the recipe if you had like a little pan just for like 2 people, because even this I feel like is a lot. Would highly recommend. I'm gonna try to get Drew to say his review. He doesn't love me on camera, so we'll see if I can get him to share. If not, I will share what he reviews it because he loves apple cobbler. Here's a little close-up of like the apple part of the cobbler. All right, Drew just finished his. What's your rating?
I would give it an 8.
That's what I gave it.
Really?
Like in the realm of apple cobblers. Overall, it was really good. I would highly recommend making that if you're looking for an apple cobbler recipe or looking for a recipe to just use up some apples for the fall. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Go ahead, subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!